Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Cover to Cover. You are here with Mo,
Andrea, and Morgan.
So today we want to talk about authors with a sense of humor and pairing literature with things such as love and art.
Oh.
We've also got a fun video short for you, so stay tuned. And Tiffany has a recommendation for us today from abroad. But first, let's talk about the New York Times bestseller list. Readers have long relied on the New York Times bestseller list as a guide for what's good to read currently.
So when a list came out last week detailing a new and relatively unknown #1 on the young adult list, some amateur sleuths set their sights out on finding out the truth.
Reader and concerned citizen Phil Stamper and others took to Twitter to decipher how the book The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas was dethroned after 25 weeks at the top of the bestseller list. The new #1 pick was a book only announced last month called Handbook for Mortals. After some digging and complaining, it turns out the book's publisher, Geek Nation, had possibly set up mass bulk buying in order to get the book on the list. New York Times removed the book in response to the sleuthing, and The Hate You Give is back on top. The author of that work, Angie Thomas, tweeted out her heartfelt gratitude for everyone who cared enough to investigate.
Okay, you guys, so the scoop I got online about this is the publisher, if they did buy bulk books to make it reach this #1 bestseller list, they're not supposed to do that. That's
right.
Like not a legal route to get on this list. But also I read that they were probably doing it because they want to make, they've already optioned the book to be a movie, so they want to be able to say, based on the #1 New York Times bestseller, right? But this is actually really bad press.
Yeah.
So this is not going well for them.
Not the right route to go, and it's so unfair to Angie Thomas.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that the fans stuck up for her and went out there.
I hate cheaters.
Yeah.
It's like taking steroids. You know you're an athlete and you're juicing up.
Cheaters never win and winners never cheat.
There you go.
Well, that's what Angie Thomas has learned. And
Yeah.
her tweets were really sweet. She was so excited. She didn't take part in any of it. She just kind of sat back, and then she got back on top where she belonged, I guess. So let us know in the comments if you have read her book, The Hate You Give, or if you've heard of it, and what you think about this kind of big cheating scandal that's not going well for those publishers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you read that other book that we will not talk about because it's not good enough.
Well, you probably haven't because it's not available anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's
which
right.
is part of
Yeah.
the problem. That's why they even investigated. They were like, so you can't buy it, so how is it the bestseller?
I love how authors handle these things. So I just imagine if Angie took like a different route, like her next book starts with like, I don't like the games you play, I don't like your tilted stage, like first line. Sorry.
Pull a Taylor.
Shade Taylor.
All right, well, in other not brand new news, but new news to me, did you guys know that author John Green is actually kind of funny? I recently stumbled on his vlog series and some other videos he's made, and my favorite in particular is urban spelunking with famous authors.
We love when our favorite authors have a good sense of humor, and John Green has really come through. His urban spelunking video is called Brotherhood 2.0 and involves him exploring abandoned buildings in Detroit with author M.T. Anderson. Check out his vlog online, Vlog Brothers, to see him in prime hilarity.
So I never would have thought to investigate whether or not John Green was funny because his subject matter often is not funny, right? He writes books to make people cry, like The Fault in Our Stars.
Yeah.
So that's a really interesting turn. And Andrea, we just watched a little bit of Urban Spelunking.
Funny.
He's just a good dude. I mean, who doesn't want to tune in and hear him talk about serious things, but then also throw up pictures of Ryan Gosling and be like, another popular news.
Yeah, I think his vlog has something for everyone. It's not just funny videos, but he talks about some serious stuff too.
Before we go any further, just in case anyone's watching, what is a vlog?
Video blog.
Ah.
Yeah.
So it's just him kind of, like he has topics he's chronicling, and so it's just him with a camera talking about what's current in the news.
Is this really a common thing? Like, do a lot of people do vlogs?
Oh, yeah. Vlogs.
Should we start a vlog?
I think we should. Well, we're doing
kind
this.
of doing one right now.
So is it on YouTube? Is that what you said?
Yep, you can find it on YouTube. He has a channel. It's called Vlog Brothers. So check it out. It's pretty funny and also informative. And if you like John Green, it's just one more method to kind of be in touch with him and comment on different things in his life.
Well,
Yeah. If you're a fan of the movie too, he brings in a lot of the actors from the movie for some of his,
fun.
like as his special guests. So.
All right, well, we're going to start vlogging, and we're definitely going to check out John Green because he seems really, really funny, and from what I heard y'all playing today. But since we're always looking for more authors to love, in addition to John Green and others, Tiffany is back with us today with another recommendation from abroad. So, Tiffany, what is on your nightstand today?
Good morning, GoRead family. I'm coming to you from a windy Wyoming morning on the Shoshone River, where I have just finished reading The Nest, which is the next book I want to put on your nightstand in the flash sale at the end of the show. The Nest is by Cynthia Sweeney, and it's a family tale of fortune and misfortune, and the nest refers to the nest egg of these 4 siblings who are kind of clamoring together to figure out what they're going to do with this nest egg that's given to them kind of as a midlife bump. So, Cynthia Sweeney's agent was brilliant in sending her manuscript out the day after Thanksgiving, when there's maybe a lot of family tensions, and it landed her a 7-figure advance. It was perfectly timed. And the plot is just really riveting. Cynthia grew up in New York and she lives in California, and you can see that she's one of these authors that takes places from her real life and things that she saw on the subway and things that she saw play out in Hollywood and put it into her book. So I highly recommend you get a copy of The Nest. Our friend Amy Poehler recommended it as well, and you can get it for 99 cents at the end of the show in the flash sale.
Thank you, Tiffany. We will definitely be sure to check out The Nest.
Yes,
I know
we
it's
will.
on your
Yes.
list. One review that I read about this book said that it was like a really good piece of dark chocolate. It's sharper and more bittersweet than the cheap stuff, but too delicious to not finish in one setting. So it's probably safe to say that this is a book that pairs really well with chocolate.
Another thing that can pair well with literature is art. The Frick Art Museum in New York City is curating a series of small books that pair some of the masterworks with critical essays and writings. The project is called Frick Diptychs, and each book will include an image of the masterwork, an essay, and a piece of writing by an artist/art historian. The novelist Hilary Mantel, the filmmaker James Ivory, and the artist and author Edmund de Waal are among the first participants in the series.
So I think this is a pretty cool project because I'm a writer, and so I feel like I often write about my feelings on different things. And so it'll be cool to see essays written about the pieces of art, right? How does it make you feel?
And you're a huge companion person, so this is so nice.
It's just like one more access of like something to bolster the work. Are you a fan of this idea? Do you like art museums and like is it literature?
I do, yes. And it's for me, I do like reading any caption that is given with the piece as well. Give history or whatever it is. I love that instead of just. I like context, I guess.
Yeah, because there's so many different ways to look at different pieces of art, especially when you go to an art museum. So it's really cool to have like you said, like a little bit of context, a different way to look at it.
I have a friend who's an artist, and she's starting as an artist. She's doing the reverse of adding. She's creating her art, but then giving a lot of commentary on it and behind the scenes look on her creation process and her thoughts and her feelings. Yeah, and so I love that. You feel more connected to the artist that way.
Maybe she should make a vlog. Maybe she should. All right. Well, speaking of things that pair well, how about love and literature?
You know, Ray Bradbury, author of Fahrenheit 451 and other classics, famously met his wife in a bookstore. Aww. He landed a date with her with the line, get this, "I'm going to the moon one day. Want to come?" And then they were married for 56 years.
That's a pretty good pickup line.
Yeah.
So we have some other pickup lines for you in one of our old video shorts that we're replaying for you guys today, illustrating some alternative pickup lines for readers.
Hey girl, you tired? You've been running through my mind all day.
If I had a flower for every time I thought of you, I could walk through my garden forever.
Hey girl, did it hurt when you fell from heaven?
You and I, it's as though we've been taught to kiss in heaven and sent down to earth together to see if we remember what we have been taught.
Hey girl, can you touch my hand so I can tell my friends I've been touched by an angel?
I took a photo of us, mid-embrace. When I'm old alone, I will remember that I once held something truly beautiful.
Fingers down my spine. Girl, you look mighty fine.
Hey girl, you know you're a 9 out of 10, and I'm the one you need.
I look at you, and I would rather look at you than all the portraits in the world.
Oh.
Right. So kiss me if I'm wrong, but dinosaurs still exist, right?
You should be kissed, and often, and by someone who knows how.
Actually, yes, I do want you to shoot me. Hey girl, you tired? You've been running through my mind all day. I'm in love with that one.
We hope you enjoyed our video short. Let us know what you thought and that you learned a thing or two. And don't forget to share this post for a free t-shirt if you'd like one. Send us a message with your size, your mailing address, and your preferred style. We got both V-neck and crew neck.
And don't forget about that flash sale. For 19 minutes after the show, you can get your
Yeah.
copy of The Nest, which I'm totally getting for only 99 cents.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We hope that you have a great week. I'm
Andrea.
And I'm Morgan.
And we will, of course, be back on Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Central Time. So until then, keep reading, writing, and being awesome. I know we will.
Bye.
Bye.